Hi everyone, welcome back. So normally on this channel we talk a lot about cargo trailers. I've got that cargo trailer building guide that I sell, $15 if you're interested. But I did something. I bought another project. As you know, I like to have different projects on the go. So what I did is I bought a 1983 Bigfoot vintage trailer. It's a 17-foot trailer. And it's all fiberglass outside construction. Actually, the bottom, the top, it was two shells they basically stuck together. But why I bought this trailer was a couple things. First off, I got it really cheap because it was in rough shape. The roof had cracked from snow load. The owner had pulled out all the cabinets and more snow load, and it cracked some more. It allowed water to get in, so it's ruined a lot of the structure that's inside. And let me just show you even what it took to get the trailer from where I bought it. It was probably about a 4-hour drive away to here. So I had to reinforce it. Let me just show you that. So you can see the wood that I installed here. This was just for transporting the trailer, because this basically, as you see it, is how I got it. Except he gave me all the cabinets. I've got everything that he pulled out, which is really good. He didn't throw it all away. But you can see I had to brace everything, support it, and especially this front window, because driving down the highway there was a lot of pressure put on that front window. I didn't want it to crack or pop out, so that was all bracing that was all in there for that window. Here's one of the cracks. Actually, this is the worst crack. Do you see that there? So that was caused directly by snow load with no cabinets in here. It's a terrible idea to ever do that to a fiberglass trailer. The first step of this process is I'm going to seal up this front window, reinforce it, fix that fiberglass, get this solid again so that it's not leaking any more water inside, because if I start fixing this inside, I gotta make sure it's going to last. And so it's going to be a nice project. I'm kind of looking forward to it, to rebuilding it the way I want. But I thought too it'll be beneficial for the channel because we can talk about a lot of the systems that are in RVs that we're probably putting into our cargo trailers. Such as maybe we're going to run a propane fridge rather than an electric fridge. Maybe we're going to run a propane furnace rather than a diesel heater. Or we want to install maybe a propane stove, an oven. And then even into the black tanks, the gray tanks, the vents, that sort of thing. So if you're interested in watching this project as it continues, and also interested in building a cargo trailer and you're thinking about those different systems, I would invite you to subscribe, follow along. I think this is going to be interesting. I know I'm excited, and we're going to do this together. I'm going to try and film it as much as I can. As I'm talking here, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of the outside of this trailer. So if you notice, it's quite wide. We're about 7.5 feet wide, and it's tall. Inside I can stand, and I probably got another 3 inches above me, so it's probably like 6'4" inside the trailer, which is nice. It makes it nice and open. And then it's got a lot of windows on the outside. So what happened is, I think there was a tree that might have fallen on the roof, and you can see the cracks in the fiberglass, and then it was repaired. But when he repaired the fiberglass, he pulled out all the cabinets. And in these trailers, the cabinets are critical in keeping the roof up and elevated. So once that cabinet was out, the roof buckled. And the way that they build these trailers is they've got foam that's laminated to the fiberglass. There's an inch of foam. And then on top of that, then they laminate plywood to that foam. So it creates a very strong structure, but pressure on that, it pops that glue off the foam, and then you're stuck with everything delaminated coming apart. Now that's one problem, but now let me take you inside here. And here you can see inside the windows. There's a lot of windows here. But often what happens with these windows, and it would be the same with our cargo trailers, is that if they're not resealed ever so often, we're talking like every 10, 15 years, reseal the butyl tape, pull them out, reseal, then they leak down the sides just because the expanding and contracting. and then it'll rot out the inside. So you can see at the back of the trailer there's a little bit of rot back here, and because of the water that's collected, because of the floor in this trailer being solid fiberglass sealed, it holds all the water inside like a big bowl, and because of that it's rotted out our floor also. So here's the steps. This is what we're going to do. First off, we're going to take some very good pictures. We're going to take some good measurements. I'm going to draw out the plan, and as I take off the pieces, I'm just going to write right on them with a felt marker. This is where it came from. So then I know, putting it back, that I can use this piece as a template. So I'll drop it on a piece of plywood, trace it out, cut it out, put it back in. That's the plan. We'll get down to the base. We're going to pretty much clean everything out, and then we're going to start replacing those the supports that are in behind the walls, replace the floor. We can talk about how we're going to do that in a little bit. I'm going to use a construction adhesive because I'm familiar with that, one that's good for fiberglass, foam, and plywood. And I'm going to do the same system that it has. So I'm going to just re-laminate that all together, stick the fiberglass to the foam and then to the plywood, and then put some pressure to really seal those things up. And then once we get that part done, we'll get on to the fun stuff. We'll get the inside built. And I'm really hoping to get this done in a couple months. So you stay tuned. Please post any comments below. If you've worked on one of these vintage trailers before, let me know. Let me know what I can expect. If you got any questions in regards to this, maybe you're here just for the vintage trailers, you're thinking that's something that you want to do, or you've got a project on the go, you got questions, please post them below. I try to read everybody's comments and get back to you. I definitely don't know everything, but it's kind of a learning process. When I read your questions, then I kind of do a little bit of research, or if I know, I'll comment. But either way, we'll both learn these different systems. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one, and we'll rip this thing apart.